Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome to the podcast, the officially unofficial English language podcast of Pacific League TV. Your usual host, Jimbo Bernicki, is out with an illness at the moment, so I, Gabe Lerman, am stepping up to be the new host. Joining me for tonight's broadcast for June 19th, 2024, is a newest member of our Pacific League team, Matt Seivert. Matt, how you doing, man?
It's great to be here, Gabe. I am doing pretty well. I was getting over sickness myself, and Jimbo blames me, and I'm sorry about that. Wish you could be here.
And also joining me, one of the
But,
oldest members of the Pacific League staff, Michael Bealey.
Just made me feel older than I am. My God.
Just fade into grayscale, man. It's all good.
That's fine.
a little bit of salt and pepper. That's all it is.
Exactly. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the top stories. Matt, you've got something for us, and it's why there's no games going on for the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Interleague has finally come to a close. Congratulations to our great Pacific League for winning both the aggregate total and to the Rakuten Golden Eagles for winning the Interleague title, the first time they've done that in franchise history. In case you were curious about the dominance, it's the 16th year in the last 20 seasons that the Pacific League has won more games than the Central during interleague play. The total aggregate record this year, 53, 52, and 3.
They came close. They couldn't get ahead of us. We actually knew that was a clinch as early as Sunday. The only interleague game left on the docket was a rescheduled game from a rainout at Kolchien Stadium between the Tigers and Fighters. Tigers winning that on a wild pitch walk-off in the 11th.
Wish I could have seen it,
Congratulations to Fighters outfielder Shun Mizutani for winning Interleague MVP. In 18 games, he picked up 28 hits to lead all batters to go with 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, and putting up a 438, 471, 688 slash line. And the Hawks lost him for nothing in this year's active player draft. You know your team is good when you can just give up guys and they become meaningful pieces of other clubs. See Kotaro Otake winning a Japan Series title with the Tigers last season because he was an active player draft pick from the Hawks.
Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. Other top batters in Interleague, as posted by Chikupien2896 on Twitter, Shun Mizutani leading everyone in OPS, then Kensuke Kondo still over 1.0 in OPS, followed by Chusei Manami, Gregory Polanco, and Yua Tamiya. 3 fighters. This bodes well. I like it. Mike, you got one more story for us.
Yep. So credit to Hector Gomez on Twitter for this. Confirmed by I warn all of you, I failed Spanish in high school. Confederación de Béisbol Profesional de Caribe. I really failed Spanish, I swear. Japan will be participating in the next year's Caribbean Series, not Samurai Japan, but Japan Breeze. Exact roster to be determined. Look for more when Mexicali hosts the event January 31st to February 7th next year.
This just came across Twitter as I was prepping for recording this. So this is kind of big news. The way the Serie del Caribe works is that they do invite teams to participate beyond just the champions of the 4 Caribbean leagues. This is the first time Japan's gotten an invite. I'm eager to see what kind of a club they pull together. Either way, Japanese baseball in our time zone. Yeah! For more Japanese baseball, be sure to subscribe to Pacific League TV. Here's a little advert to really sell you on it.
Hear me, good people of the baseball world. The major leagues have forsaken good taste and linen quality with their most recent uniforms, especially the pants. We can't show children this sport with everyone exposing their undergarments. Spare yourself and your virgin eyes by switching to Pacific League TV. No blackouts, no advertisements, no tissue paper trousers. Just $10 per month for all the good, clean baseball you could ask for. Visit PacificLeague.com today to sign up. Pacific League TV, the last bastion of decency in baseball.
With that advertisement out of the way, let's get into our Around the Horn segment going from top to bottom across the 6 Pacific League teams. And in lieu of Jimbo, Matt will be taking on the Pacific League pennant leading Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks.
What can I say? I lived near Fukuoka and I didn't get to see them. I regret that now. But over the last 5 games into this interleague break, they went 3-2. It was kind of a tough closeout for them. I mean, it would be nice if it was better than 500, but they still had the second best record in interleague in the Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. Continuing the story of Kensuke Kondo being that man, he has now clubbed a home run against the Hanshin Tigers in June 15th's game. That gives him a home run against all 12 NPB teams. Now, I imagine it's easier to do that in NPB than it is in Major League Baseball, but it's still very notable nonetheless. Their speedster Ukyo Shuto now has stolen 20 or more bases in 6 consecutive seasons. Of course, he leads the league there this year with 22. Right now, I should say. His career total stands at 222 stolen bases against only 43 caught stealings, which is incredible. And of course, it's a tool that everybody knows he has, and they still can't stop him. Also, finally, congrats to rookie infielder Ryuta Hirose, who slugged his first career home run in June 14th game against the Tigers.
I mean, everyone knows Ukyo Shuto now. He's the guy who almost caught up to Shohei Ohtani, going from first to home on Munetaka Murakami's double in the World Baseball Classic semifinals.
In the semifinal, that's right.
We know how fast he is.
Mm-hmm.
The next team up is the Chibolote Marines, sitting in second place on percentage points, 9 games back of the Hawks. Go ahead, Mike.
Darn those percentage points. We were doing so well before interleague, but Marines currently lost 3 in a row since our last episode, but they won the final 2 games of interleague ahead of the Fighters on percentage points, as stated earlier. Congrats to rookie lefty reliever Shuta Takano, who picked up his first career win as the second pitcher in the Marines' 10-0 domination of the Dragons on June 15th. He relieved Rikuto Yokoyama to start the third and put up 2 2/3 scoreless innings with 5 strikeouts. I actually did watch that game. It was a really good game to see. I actually watched it at work. Shows you how much I do my job. But also congrats to Masato Yoshii earning his 100th win as a manager in that same game. By the end of the season, he will have won more games as a manager than he did as a pitcher. He won 121 games across Major League Baseball and Nippon Professional Baseball. Roki Sasaki is currently out of commission due to right arm fatigue. That's not good. No timetable on his return. Everyone's just waiting for him to say he's good and ready, and I feel like he's had a rough couple years injury concern. He had an oblique issue last year. He had that blister issue last year. I think he also had more arm fatigue last year. Hopefully it's minor. And Gregory Polanco hit his first home run in over a month on June 16th against the Dragons. His last home run was on May 15th, so a bit of a power drought from Polanco there.
The Sasaki thing worries me because he's been hyped up to be this fantastic pitcher. He is this fantastic pitcher. We've seen the dominance and the brilliance that he has. 17 perfect innings in a row. But it's the durability that is the concern, I think. And that's why I mentioned on previous podcasts, I would not be shocked if major league teams, if he gets posted, try to convert him to a reliever just to preserve that glorious 100-mile-per-hour fastball plus drop off the table forkball combo of his.
I mean, I would not like to see him as a reliever, but whatever you have to do to prevent someone from being a walking Tommy John case. But I really do hope it's minor.
Yeah, me too.
I definitely agree. I think if it's a bigger problem, that's going to definitely hurt in the long term because the world deserves more of Sasaki just dealing. We'll hope that he comes back soon. And he's obviously young now, so hopefully he gets the big injuries out of the way, recovers, and doesn't have any major injury trouble moving forward.
And it's not like the Marines are lacking for pitching. They still got CC Mercedes, who leads the Pacific League in ERA, Kazuya Ojima, Atsuki Taneichi. They're not starving for arms.
You're absolutely right.
Sitting percentage points behind the Chibolote Marines is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, winless in their last 4. Less than ideal. The Eagles are now breathing down the fighters' necks. Also not ideal. What is really cool, though, is this one's from fullcount.jp. Right fielder and viral video sensation Chusei Manami is the first player to get 1 million All-Star votes in 17 years. Last guy to do it was Takeshi Yamasaki when he was the one good player on the Golden Eagles back in 2007. I don't know if you guys caught this on Twitter. Someone compiled a Chusei Manami highlights thread that's basically him showing off the cannon from all the top 20 plays highlight reels that I've dubbed over. It's great to see Chusei starting to get some plaudits from the wider internet. I can't wait for him to be a part of the Premier 12 roster and the next World Baseball Classic. Getting ahead of myself, I know, but come on, it's Manami. I need that jersey.
This is definitely the Nami moment. I mean, he is capturing all of the attention because of his tools that, that right field arm that Japan probably hasn't seen since Ichiro. I mean, that's some serious comparisons right there. It's nice to see that he's getting more attention, and who knows where it could take him. The future is very exciting for the fighters right fielder here.
Let's not forget the fighter's left fielder either in Shun Mizutani. He had a 15-game hitting streak during Interleague. There has never been a player who got a hit in all of the 18 Interleague games. Shun got 83% of the way there. And as mentioned, he also picked up the Interleague MVP. I'm calling it the Triple M outfield. Mizutani, Go Matsumoto playing center field, and Chusei Manami. Best defensive outfield in Japan. I told you so. Last year's first round selection, Haruki Hosono made his NPB debut in yesterday's game. In 4 1/3 innings pitched, he struck out 6 and only allowed 1 run on 2 hits and 2 walks. Quite the debut, and to do it at Koshien to close out Interleague with all the spotlights on him. The Fighters would lose that game in 11 innings on a walk-off wild pitch, unfortunately. So back to Escon Field, Hokkaido, and back to facing the other Pacific League teams. Fingers crossed they can regain some momentum. The team with all the momentum, of course, is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, your Interleague champions, and now only 2 games back of second place. Mike, tell us more.
So the Eagles closed out Interleague going 3-2, and of course winning their first Interleague title. They're only 2 games back of second, and that kind of goes in with what I've mentioned on previous podcasts over the course of Interleague, where not necessarily the teams get a break, but they do stop playing the same teams over and over. They get to go play some new teams they don't see as often, and then, just stop getting beat up on so much or get some momentum back, and Rockton has certainly done that. So the Eagles entered Interleague in 5th place, and they exited as the Interleague champions. That's only the 4th time in league history that something like that has happened. Most recently was the 2021 Buffaloes, who used that momentum to slingshot them into a pennant win. And moving on, congrats to Toshiaki Imai, the Eagles manager, who became the 2nd person in league history to win the Interleague title as both a player and a manager. The other player is Buffalo's manager Satoshi Nakajima. And then here's an eye-popping stat for you. Our first 10-inning start by a pitcher, lefty Takehisa Hayakawa put up 10 scoreless innings, allowing only 4 hits and 1 walk, striking out 11. He unfortunately will take a no decision as the Carp scored a run off Sung Chi-ha at the top of the 11th and then won 1-0. But yeah, you would not see a pitcher go 10 innings in the major leagues at this point. It's not going to happen.
I'm shocked that pitchers still go 9 innings, never mind 10 in the majors. Everyone's busy with bullpens and this guy for 3 outs and this guy for 3 outs. And it's one of the reasons I enjoy the Japanese game so much. I don't know if it's everyone's got rubber arms or they're just not throwing at 110% effort. 10 shutout innings is so incredible, and I'm thrilled to see Hayakawa do it, especially after how incredible his rookie season was a couple years ago.
I was going to say, you have to remember that this kind of start is the stuff that legends are made of. It's so awesome. Like, it just does not happen anymore in modern MLB because everybody's too worried about third time through the order. And, with pitchers not having as deep of a repertoire, obviously, Japanese pitchers are noted for having a lot of like different pitches in the mix and mixing them up in such a way that they have more weapons to deal with hitters multiple times. And what a start for Hayakawa. I mean, he's kind of a bright spot for the Eagles rotation for sure.
Yes, what I was going to say is I think it might have something to do with not going 100% effort on every pitch. Couple of anecdotes here. Kodai Senga, now with the Mets, he can throw 99. I believe he's touched 100. I think it was the year before he got posted. All of a sudden, I was seeing articles saying he's broken his personal best velocity. He's broken his personal best velocity again. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he was throwing, faster than he had thrown previously. Then I believe Yoshinobu Yamamoto has been clocked at 98 or 99 in relief, but he usually sits 95, especially with
Yeah,
the
something
Dodgers
like that.
now. So yeah, I definitely think it's, more concerned of not going 100% every single pitch, and that's how you're able to get, those starters are able to go deeper into the game.
Speaking of Yoshinobu Yamamoto and his former club, sitting in fifth place are the Oryx Buffaloes, the defending Pacific League champions 3 times in a row. Unfortunately, after trading shutouts with the Tigers and losing a series to the Swallows, they are now 2 back of the Eagles. Still only 4 games back of second, but it's going to be a tough struggle to leap over 2 or 3 teams to get into a playoff spot. Pennant? Maybe if the Hawks slump. We'll see. Welcome back to the top club, Shunpeita Yamashita. His first start of the season featured 9 strikeouts and 2 walks over 5 innings pitched. The lone earned run he allowed coming on a wild pitch in the top of the first. Sadly, Andres Machado blew the save and took the loss 5-4 to the Swallows in the 2021 and 2022 Japan Series rematch at Kyocera Dome. I caught the first few innings of that game. It was really nice to see guys like Munetaka Murakami, Domingo Santana, Tetsuto Yamada on Pacific League TV. That last Sunday, where it was 3 games starting at midnight, another 3 starting at 1 in the morning. Oh, it was perfect. And kudos to Dioma Nishikawa for slowly getting out of his slump. He's now got 2 home runs and got his OPS above 600. Still a long way to climb for the marquee free agent, but he's still got time. Buffaloes have him signed for another 3 seasons. Well, that rounds out the teams that are actually in the playoff race. Sorry, Matt, you're got to go down the Saitama Seibu Lions hole.
Oh, of course I do. I can't get away from it. I root for the Colorado Rockies in Major League Baseball, and that's basically the Lions in the NL West. Anyways, the Lions are only 1-4 in their final 5 games of interleague, which that's basically a microcosm of the season. Definitely sounds about right. They're already 23 and a half games back of the Hawks. You were not kidding when you said they are not in the playoff race right now. It's probably tough to be a Lions fan. Included in that time is this report from Nikon Sports. Kona Takahashi becomes the first Lions starting pitcher to lose 7 consecutive decisions from opening day. I mean, it's not like he's been that bad either. He's got a 4.32 ERA, 36 strikeouts, and 50 innings pitched. It is a huge regression from the last 2 seasons, though. And of course, we're super excited about Takahashi because, like, he's been to Driveline and he wants to be posted to MLB. Let's just say this would not be the campaign that would get him the most money for doing so. Now, here's a crazy stat for you guys. We're talking about, pitchers not going deep into games in MLB nowadays. Did you know that we had 2 Maddoxes in NPB on the same day? Lions starter Chihiro Sumida and Fighters starter Hiromi Ito both threw Maddoxes. That's less than 100 pitches over a 9-inning complete game, for those of you who don't know. Sumida slammed the door on the Carp with 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 4 hits allowed. Ito's case, he tamed the Dragons, allowing only 3 hits and striking out 7. So the Lions, if you're going to root for them, root for the pitchers. I mean, we're not even talking about Kaima Taira, who's been out injured, and we're not talking about Tatsuya Imai, who led the league in ERA for the first sizable while of the season and has since come back to earth. Big surprise.
And last month's MVP, Natsuki Takeuchi, Nasty Natsuki, as I like to call him.
Yeah, rookie. He's doing great. Like, I mean, I don't know yet, and I'm about to learn this because one of these two is about to school me very hard. If they have a Rookie of the Year award for the Pacific League, I think Takeuchi's got to be highly in consideration for that, right? Like this
They
comes
do,
out of
yeah.
nowhere. So thank you for clarifying. So he's probably your favorite for Rookie of the Year in the Pacific League. That's it for the Lions.
We're going to take a short break with another fake advert before we hop into our final segments of the podcast. Take a listen.
He just destroyed. I don't like how that sounds.
Yo.
Hey, Mike, what are you working on?
Oh, hey, I'm just practicing my home run call since, I don't have one.
Okay.
Well, sometimes you guys take a water break and it's just me, and I figured I gotta have a home run call.
Well, I'll have you know I've never taken a break in my life, actually.
No, you make a good point. I'll just listen in.
Alright, how about this? That ball is out. No, Philadelphia has that one on lock.
Can't use put it on the board. Harrelson would sue.
See you later? No, they have that one too.
Yeah, and that's too basic.
Big fly. No.
Does Joe Buck even have one?
That ball has been sent to the Shadow Realm?
You really want Konami on our case?
Yeah, but I kind of like it, though.
Alright, how about this? Mighty, sugoi hamanandes. What about that one?
Please don't debase yourself by becoming an anime sidekick.
Is that a no? Guys? Where'd you go? Guys? Are you guys gonna come back? Well, I still don't have a home run call, but Pacific League TV doesn't have any ads or blackouts when you subscribe. Stream all 6 Pacific League teams on the app or on the website. Alright, but how about destroyed? Like, like des, the Japanese word des, and then destroyed, like destroyed? You guys still aren't coming back? Okay.
Starting our denouement for this episode, the familiar faces in new places, and oh no, I was so worried about this. Dodgers starting pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the ace of aces, got placed on the injury list with a strained rotator cuff. He complained of triceps tightness in his most recent start. Now he may end up missing months. You ruined him. How dare you? He was fine as long as he was in Japan. He comes to North America, and in his first season, his arm has gone kerplody. I am so upset with the Los Angeles Dodgers right now.
Well, I'm upset with the Dodgers for a different reason because they're in my division. But also, speaking of pitchers who came from the Pacific League and are working their way back from injury, Kodai Senga, there's not much news on him, but he is starting to throw again. So hopefully he'll make his season debut for the New York Mets coming up very soon. And it would be good to pick him back up, especially after his strong finish in last year's NL Rookie of the Year race.
I'm still holding out hope that we get a Senga versus Yamamoto start at some point, if not this season, then definitely next.
Well, it sounds like it might be out this year if Yamamoto's missing some time. But in any event, that would be amazing to get a redux of that pitching matchup.
To finish on a lighter note, if you aren't following Yusei Kikuchi on Twitter, you are missing out on some amazing content. He posted about his dinner with Rintaro Sasaki last week. This week, he's showing himself to be a bit of a renaissance man. On June 13th, he drew a lion in his sketchbook. He added flowers to the fur, butterflies and bees to swarm around them. He said, I drew this because I had time, but there's no particular intention or meaning about it. It's better than anything I could do. Where was this talent? And I mean, of course it's a lion. That's the team he started his career with, the Saitama Seibu Lions. I also love this. He's been practicing separating his L's and his R's because, Matt, that's a bit of an issue with the Japanese language. Those two letters are sort of smushed together. So when he goes to Starbucks, Yusei Kikuchi says his name is Pelo, P-E-L-O. But what got printed on his receipt is Pero, P-E-R-O. He's going to keep trying until he can properly separate out his L's and R's. I mean, it's slice of life stuff that you don't expect from a pitcher. Certainly not anyone who's serious about the game. as Kikuchi is, but damn, I hope the Blue Jays can re-sign him. He's been such a fun ad.
Light and right. Good luck, Japanese speakers.
The rumor was that Lululemon, the Canadian yoga company, was named specifically to trip up East Asian visitors who would struggle with all the L's in a row. We'll close out today's show with our question of the day. Since a Japanese team will be participating in the Serie del Caribe next winter, which Caribbean nation do you want to visit most? Matt, you're the new guy. We'll pick on you first.
Oh, thanks for picking on me. Well, I think it would be fascinating to see Venezuela. It's one of those countries that has a lot of baseball talent and obviously beautiful coastlines, and it's kind of growing in the global game as well. I mean, obviously Ronald Acuna Jr., you're talking Anthony Santander, Salvador Perez, lots of players from there. And it would be fascinating to see kind of the hotbeds if they've become more baseball oriented than they were, or what games they play. So that's kind of the one on my bucket list here. If I could get to Venezuela, that'd be awesome.
How about you, Mike?
At the risk of reinventing McCarthyism, Cuba. I have a friend that I met on a app called Slowly. It's a pen pal app where the whole gimmick is it takes 12 hours to send a message. So you tend to write real letters and not just hey, how are you sort of stuff. And it will randomly match you with people. And I got matched with someone from Cuba, and it was the first time I'd ever spoken to somebody from Cuba. And they described a place that was completely different than anything I'd ever been told. And it sounds like a really cool place, and I'd love to visit. And there's been so much specifically talent that's come from Cuba. I think Alfredo de Spagna is still playing in Cuba. So,
There's
that'd
Bill
be real cool to
Gracial,
see.
Levon Moinello. Oh, yeah.
So it'd be real
Yeah.
cool to go there at the risk of being put on a list.
Just do what most Americans do. Fly through Canada first.
Pay cash.
I visited a bunch of Caribbean nations, none of the baseball playing ones. I know that Jamaica sent guys like Devon White and Chili Davis to the majors. The Bahamas, I think I've sent a few folks. Jazz Chisholm Jr., I visited there. Grand Cayman Islands, I don't think they've sent anyone. So my answer is going to be the Dominican Republic. Lidom is maybe the only other league that can match NPB for sheer noise and fan atmosphere. I've seen videos from games between Toros del Este and Tigres del Lice that are just absolutely bonkers in terms of noise. I also wouldn't mind seeing the nation that so many Blue Jays, so many Azulejos got their career started. Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion, Melky Cabrera, to a lesser extent, Tony Fernandez, may he rest in peace. That's the kind of stuff that I'm very interested in. That's something that's on the baseball bucket list for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Dominican has provided the second most players in MLB history of any country behind only the United States, which I mean, it's a factor of at least like 10, but I mean, come on, that's insane. And so many good players, so many recent players that every team probably has at least one Dominican favorite. So that would sounds like it would be a whole lot of fun.
That'll put a cap on this episode of the podcast. Hopefully, Jimbo will be healthy enough and we'll be able to squeeze all four of us into one Zoom meeting next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube-y stuff. Our next midnight matinee broadcast will be in mid-July, so stay tuned for the community post on that. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.